Welcome to Healthy Eating on a Budget. This is a done-for-you workshop bundle for health coaches. Everything you see here is able to be customized with your name and your company information. You do not need to give myself or Workshops Done credit when you are giving the presentation. So I'm just going to show you a couple different slides here. And again, you can make this your own. And I'll show you also, in all of these, we have the notes underneath so you know exactly what to say as we go through. I'm just going to show you the slide sorter so you can see the different slides. So we come in and we first talk about why you want to eat healthy, inspire them to want to eat healthy. Then we talk through the top 20 tips of healthy eating on a budget. So we go through those. And then at the end, we talk about their action items. So to preface the meeting, you do talk about, hey, we're going to be talking about, why it's important to eat healthy. And then we're going to talk through my top 20 smart tips to eating healthy on budget. I don't believe education means transformation all the time. So think about one or two tips that you can put into action right away. And we'll talk about this at the end. So again, lots of different options. I talk to you in the speaker notes. Do you want to have people pair up? That's great for larger groups. For a smaller group, you're just going to be doing it as a group, talking about what their action plans are. So having the slide up with the top 20 tips so they can be reminded. And then they might say, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on, just shopping the dirty dozen and the clean 15. I've never really thought about that, and different things like that. So we go through here, and then at the end of the workshop, it's questions and thank you. Then I have a bunch of just bonus slides. So if this is a public workshop, you're going to want to have tip 21, ask for support, because it's a great segue to say, you don't need to do this by yourself, ask for help, and how to talk about your health coaching services. But there's just lots of extra slides here because I'm a working health coach. Whenever I don't use a slide, I put it at the bottom, and maybe, 6 months later, you're going to be hired or you're going to do something else that you might need that slide. So there's lots of extra pictures and different quotes. So there's a lot of information on meal prepping in this workshop. So maybe you add another slide and you just talk about that. So I get, these are all professional photos that you have the right to use. And then again, there's lots of quotes and different things like that. So I'm going to show you now the virtual workshop for healthy eating on a budget. So this is very similar, this workshop, to the workshop for in-person, but you do need different types of slides because people are not in front of you, right? So there's going to be different wording. You don't ever want to ask two questions at the same time, so we need to split up some of these questions. They have the most distracting thing in front of them, the computer. So it's just a little bit different for this, but it's nice that you have the two different versions. And it comes also with 3 different handouts to choose from. So if this is virtual, this is a great way to get everyone's email address or to follow up with them before or after. So this is the worksheet that you're going to use the most often. So this is all the 20 tips that we talked about with lines underneath. So for corporate or for any kind of workshop that you are sitting in classroom style, a table and a chair, people are going to want to take notes. If you are at a gym, at a yoga studio, you're the one making the copies, you're going to want to use the handout that I have, but that's just one page or 2 pages. So since they are not going to be able to take the notes or take notes during it. So then I also have about 16 pages of speaker notes here. So again, everything in blue is what I am talking to you. So different ideas, how to mix it up for different types of audiences. And so each slide has talking points, and I talk about the different tips as well. There's recipes in here. So I do have a bonus handout that is just the recipes, the full recipes, and I love using that as a follow-up. So if it's in person, I'm like, hey, I want to make sure I have everyone's email address because I'm going to send you the full recipe tonight or tomorrow. And then you can say, I'm going to send you, the environmental working group, dirty dozen list as well. And so then when people hear, oh, this is valuable information, I really want this, they make sure that when the clipboard's going around to give you their email address. It's also great for an opt-in. if it's an online process as well. So if you like to not have anything missed, this is definitely the workshop for you, and all the resources that you need are here as well. So I also, let's see, this is the workshop summary. So when you are selling the workshop, your clients are going to ask for a workshop summary to with corporate, or if it's public or community education, you need to have that. Also, there's a lot of alternative titles and taglines. So it's best to have the tagline or the title talk about the niche that you work with, because you want to attract the type of person that you want to work with to go into your audience. So if you're working with families, you might say healthy eating on a budget for families. Or maybe it's just something that's more catchy, 20 smart tips to healthy eating on a budget. Or if it's all about, your company is all about clean eating, you just are like clean eating on a budget. So there's many different ideas of how you can do that. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about the promotional pieces that come along with this, because we don't want to do a workshop, go through the work of prepping, and then nobody shows up for that workshop, right? So again, you have lots of photos, so you can create your own promotional pieces, you can revise, but there's also these quotes that it's wonderful when you have your Facebook event or on your pages or social media, that you can start talking about healthy eating on a budget, weeks before when you start to launch it. So you want to have lots of quotes. And this is, I have all these pictures in the software for Teachable, but I also have them in Dropbox, so it's easier to see. So some of them, like the title pages, they're all kind of mixed in here. You also have a lot of different flyers to use. I give you the Canva link, so you can go right in and put your name and number or your address on it. For corporate, everybody wants to have a flyer so they can put it in the break room. And for public workshops, you definitely want to print something out and then put it in that venue, maybe even put it in, Starbucks, in the local library, in different places like that. So here, again, social media things, some more title pages that you can use. I like to give a lot of different options because everybody has a different type of business. So for your Facebook event cover, for your YouTube cover, for whatever cover you want, it's just nice to see that. Again, you have the Canva link so you can change that. So all of this comes with it. I'm just gonna scroll down. But enjoy. I am excited for you all to be practicing and teaching this healthy eating on a budget. I first started to do it for communities, for my health food store and different things like that. And when I started to put it on my list for corporate, I was surprised. I think almost every one of my corporate clients has had me out there for this workshop. So people are really interested. And one thing that we all have in common is almost everyone wants to eat healthier, but they don't always understand how to eat healthy on a budget. What are the foods that are lower cost that you can eat? I also talk a little bit about budget as in time-wise. So, meal planning, prepping, different things like that. This is all like as a group, so it's pretty broad, but this could also be used as a group coaching experience, and you go through a little bit more or into 2 sections so that people would be coming back the next class with their meal plan, with their recipe list, with a calendar to when they want to meal prep. So there is a lot of ideas to do some more interactive things. This content is also great for just using Facebook Lives. Each single tip could be a Facebook Live. It also is great for blogs, for newsletters, just for ideas of what to do in social media. So you can use this in so many different ways, not just for giving that traditional workshop. If you have any questions, please let me know. I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Lori Kearney. I am the founder of Workshops Done and an active health coach. And just feel free to reach out to me, info@mindfulhealthwithlori.com. Thanks and enjoy.